My phone says it is.
It is now.
The reorganization meeting of the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills Planning Board for Monday, January 10th, 2024 is at 7:30 PM. Announcement is made that adequate notice of this meeting has been given, that is being conducted in accordance with NJSA 10:4-6 et sec of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act. We have some correspondence tonight. A letter from Mayor Barbario dated January 4th, 2024, reappointing Jennifer Smith as a Class 2 member of the Planning Board for a one-year term ended December 31, 2024. Another letter from Mayor Barbario dated January 4th, appointing Michael DiPiero as a Class 4 member of the Planning Board for a period of four-year period ending December 31, 2027. A letter from Mayor Barbario dated January 4th, 2024, appointing Jigar Shah as a Class 4 member of the Planning Board for a term of 4 years ending December 31, 2027. A letter from Mayor Barbario dated January 4th, 2024, appointing Ted Stanzial as an alternate member, number 1 of the Planning Board for a term ending December 31, 2025. A letter from Mayor Barbario dated January 4th, 2024, appointing Dominic Mealy as an alternate number 2 of the Planning Board for a term ending December 31, 2024. And Matthew McGrath, Town Council Liaison to Planning Board, has been appointed by the council to a one-year term ending December 31, 2024. We have to swear in the board members that we have that are we have 3 of these 4 members here now, and we need to swear them in. So I turn to our attorney.
We can swear them all in together. Mr. McGrath, Mrs. Smith, and Mr. DiPiero. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Mr. DiPiero,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will impartially
that I will impartially
and justly
and justly
perform all of the duties
perform all the duties
of Planning Board member,
of planning board member,
the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills,
Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You guys just sign there. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And now I believe I'm supposed to turn it over to our clerk to chair the meeting.
No, you're supposed to turn that part over to the clerk,
Okay.
but that's all right. She was off the hook, she was relieved to be off the hook.
All right, so the floor is now open for nominations of chairperson.
I'd like to make a motion for Tom Dinsmore to be chairman.
Is there a second?
Like to second that, Napolitano?
I apologize.
Are there any other nominations?
Yes, I'm coming to that. Are there any other nominations? Okay, I'd like to make a motion to close nominations.
So moved.
Any second?
Second.
All in
So
favor?
I would like to make I'm looking for a motion for Mr. Dinsmore to serve as chairman.
I already
You
did.
got the
Well,
motion. What we
that was
need is,
during the nominations. All right, roll call. Barbario.
Yes.
Didich.
Yes.
DiPiero.
Yes.
McGrath.
Yes.
Meth.
Yes.
Napolitano.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Dinsmore.
yes. Thank you all once again.
Thanks, Tom.
I am enjoying this job, and I'm enjoying the wonderful hard work that this board does in trying to make sure that the town gets the best representation it can from this board. So thank you all. So I will now take over, and I'm asking for nominations for the vice chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Gordon Meth for vice chairman.
Second,
I have a second, all right. Are there any other nominations? Hearing and seeing none, is there a motion to close the nominations?
So moved.
second,
All right, Nora, would you call the roll for the closing of the nominations?
Barbario?
Yes.
Didich?
Yes.
DePiero?
yes,
McGrath?
Yes.
Meth?
Abstain.
Sorry. Napolitano?
Yes.
Smith? Yes. Dinsmore?
Yes. Congratulations, Gordon.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you
It's an
for,
honor. I'm glad to take on this role.
I'm sure it will be awesome. All right, so now we need confirmation of Planning Board Secretary Nora Jolie. Do I have somebody willing to,
I'll move that.
do I have a second?
Second.
Smith?
All right. Nora, would you call the roll, please?
Barbario?
Yes.
Didich?
Yes.
DePiero?
Yes,
McGrath?
Yes.
Meth?
Yes.
Napolitano?
Yes.
Smith? Yes. Dinsmore?
Yes. All right, now we have to set up the minor site plan subcommittee. Historically, what we've done is we've had the vice chairman of the board as the chairman of the minor site plan subcommittee. And then we have, other members of the board, stand for election, since I'm afraid that most of the ones that would normally serve on that board are not here tonight. We can either volunteer them or dragoon them, or we can wait till they're here for the next meeting, whichever.
okay, so Gordon is chairman of the minor site plan.
Yes, I am appointing Gordon as the chairman of the minor site plan subcommittee, as the chairman of the planning board. And that, are there members of this board that would like to volunteer for the minor site plan subcommittee?
Yes.
Jennifer, okay, that would be good. Nick, you were on the board, minor last time, were you?
No, I was not.
You were not, okay. Mr. Didich,
Yeah, I would like to volunteer, Mr. Chairman.
you would like to remain?
I'll volunteer also.
Okay. How many do we need for the minor? We usually have 5, I think.
Mealy usually likes to be.
Oh, yeah, he likes to be on there. I don't want to take a spot.
No, you're not.
We have
you're not.
room.
You sure?
We have no limitations on that.
Okay.
Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with Mr. Mealy.
With 5, that makes it, that means 3 is a quorum, right?
Yes,
Okay, that's good.
all right.
Did you want a
So
vice, on the minor committee?
usually
The
what
other
we've
day?
done is we've allowed that minor subcommittee to vote on who would be the vice chairman for the minor site plan subcommittee, so that there's just in case Gordon can't make it.
Jennifer, just teach me.
I hereby appoint those 5 people to the minor site plan subcommittee, and if somebody else has an interest in doing that at a later date, we can certainly add their names. Does that make sense? All right. Now, we get to the professionals. Do we do this as a group, or should we do this individually? Individually, all right. We would like to see, is there somebody willing to move that the planner be Christine Winter from ARH?
I'll move that.
All right, do I have a second?
Second, Didich.
All right. Nora, would you call the roll, please?
Barbario?
Yes.
Didich?
Yes.
DePiero?
Yes,
McGrath?
Yes.
Meth?
Yes.
Napolitano?
Yes.
Smith? Yes. Dinsmore?
Yes.
all right. I'll move Andrew Cacciano as engineer.
Second that?
Nora, would you call the roll, please?
Barbario?
Yes.
Didich?
Yes.
DePiero?
Yes,
McGrath?
Yes.
Meth?
Yes.
Napolitano?
Yes.
Smith? Yes. Dinsmore?
Yes.
Congrats.
All right.
all right.
Uh,
Marina Stenley,
we-
attorney.
Are we naming Marina, or The
We
firm.
naming the firm or you?
The firm.
The firm.
So Cleary, Giacobbe, Alfiero, Jacobs.
Correct.
Okay.
Second, if you did it already.
Nora, would you call the roll, please?
Barbario?
Yes.
Didich?
Yes.
DePiero?
Yes.
McGrath?
Yes.
Matt?
Yes.
Napolitano?
Yes.
Smith? Yes. Dinsmore?
Yes.
Thank
All
you.
right, then we have,
Ed Snikes as Special Projects Planner.
yes.
Second.
Would you call the roll, please?
Barbario?
Yes.
Didich?
Yes.
DePiero?
Yes.
McGrath?
Yes.
Matt?
Yes.
Napolitano?
Yes.
Smith? Yes. Dinsmore?
Yes. All right,
Okay, we are reorganized.
we are reorganized. I guess we just move the meeting be adjourned. Anybody who's opposed? Now we can move on to the meeting of the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills Planning Board, Monday, January 8th, 2024, at past 7:30 PM, but, announcement is made that adequate notice of this meeting has been given and that it is being conducted in accordance with NJSA 10:4-6 at sec of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act. Nora, would you call the roll, please?
Mayor Barbario?
Here.
Mr. Didich?
Here.
Mr. DePiero?
Here.
Councilman McGrath?
Here.
Mr. Matt?
Present.
Mr. Napolitano?
Here.
Ms. Smith? Here. Chairman Dinsmore?
Here. If we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, this meeting is open to the general public. Is there anyone here who has anything that needs to come to the board's attention or that they wish to bring to the board's attention that's not on our agenda for tonight? Hearing and seeing none, we will move on. We have no resolutions, but we do have an agenda. We have application number 23:518, Petoff Lake Hiawatha Realty LLC, 102 North Beverwick Road, blocks 519, lot 24, minor site plan with C variance to construct a deck with facade improvements. Mr. O'Neill, good to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Mr. Chairman. Happy New Year, Mayor, and members of the board. Joseph O'Neill here on behalf of the applicant. We are proposing on this site, 102 North Beverwick Road, to convert former dry cleaners into a pizzeria. I've asked for a number of waivers, which I believe we will deal with.
We have a planner that has the list.
All right. So many of the waivers are related to being an existing building. We do not object to them. Just asking for testimony regarding solid waste disposal, proposed use, and traffic impacts. And as far as the waivers, they are for the Highland exemption determination, contours, proposed spot elevations, existing proposed utility services, storm drainage, site illumination, soil erosion sediment control plan, construction details, which many were provided, temporary contractors' construction structures, and again, the contours.
All right, any questions on the waivers being asked? Mr. O'Neill, do you have any comments?
We will discuss operational issues and some of the parameters of the construction, but the rest of the waivers, we would hope, given the nature of the building and the site, that the board would see fit to grant those.
So,
I'll make a motion to accept the waivers.
do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. With that, I'd like to call my client up for the first witness.
Please raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear or affirm the testimony about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Name, professional address?
Joseph Evans, 1 Berry Galley Circle, Kittle, New Jersey.
I apologize. Will you spell your last name?
Petocz.
Okay, thank you.
First name again? I'm sorry.
Joseph.
Now, Joe, you're going to be the operator there. This is going to be your restaurant?
Correct.
It's similar to another restaurant you have on a different site?
Yes.
Where is that?
Bloomfield.
Can you describe for the board what it is you're going to be doing there?
It's a pizzeria, and we offer vegan options.
You contacted me after you were told by the zoning officials that you needed variances for this site. Isn't that
Correct.
Were you aware that you needed variances of this when you first contracted for the property?
No.
And I was surprised you needed variances. So, we are here tonight to formalize those. Can you tell me how many employees you're going to have?
4.
And we were
Excuse
talking...
me, can you slide the microphone closer, if you don't mind?
Oh.
Thank you.
4.
And the employees that you have, usually they don't drive to the site?
No.
They usually bike?
Usually mass transit.
Mass transit.
Yeah.
What are going to be your hours of operation?
During the week, it'll be 11 to 9:30, and weekends, 11 to 10:30.
Okay. You're going to be taking both orders for people sitting in the restaurant and takeout orders?
Correct.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No.
I have no further questions for this.
Any members of the board have questions of this witness on this testimony?
What's the name of your restaurant? Bloomfield?
Pizzanadas.
Pizza?
Pizza and empanadas.
Empanadas? Okay.
Pizza.
Okay. Mr. Canjiano, did you?
Yeah, who else will be testifying? I had a few questions on operational, like dumpsters and parking and things like that.
Well, I'll let Joe talk about the refuse removal.
I was told that it would be on street, the refuge.
Is-
I told they pick it up from in front of the store.
Yeah, usually in, the Lake Hiawatha merchant area, the township picks up,
All right, thanks.
I actually asked the management company next door, I would pay for their dumpster that they have
Right.
behind. They never contacted me, they never.
we just pretty much pick up the cardboard and stuff like
I paid
that.
for it, they never got back to me, so, yeah,
And the parking we'll discuss.
yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions of this witness on this?
Can you, yeah, could you, elaborate on your other location? Is it on a similar, main street like this, or is it in a
Yeah, simple.
very similar main street? It's in Kinnelon? Oh, Bloomfield, okay. All right, thank you. That's very main street.
Any members of the public have questions of this witness on this testimony at this time? Hearing and seeing none. Counsel?
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Matos? Now we'll get into the detail of the application. While he's setting up, just to familiarize some members of the board that might not be familiar with this area. This is North Beverwick Road, that section of North Beverwick Road with the 0 setbacks between the shops. They're all kind of lined up there in the older section of the street. This used to be a dry cleaners. That's been vacant for quite a while now. We're going to be modifying the interior of that for the pizzeria. Part of the modification concerns a deck, which is, you'll see off the back of the property, which is in a state of disrepair. He is redoing that deck in kind. So there's no increases in setbacks or anything like that, but of course, that needs board approval now, since we're redoing that deck. So,
Andrew, Jennifer, are you able to see what you need from that?
I have the plans.
Okay. Good.
you're gonna get sworn in by the street.
Raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Name and address for the record, please. Please spell your last.
Sure. Allende Matos, M-A-T-O-S, operating out of 545 Lexington Avenue, Clifton, New Jersey.
You can actually take the mic out.
No, good. This one works. Thank you.
Counsel, could you please qualify the architect?
Mr. Matos, can you give the board please the benefit of your experience?
Sure. I graduated from NJIT in 1996. I've been practicing architecture for about 26, 27 years. I am licensed in New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania. I am a member of the American Institute of Architects. I have given expert testimony over different boards in North Jersey.
I would submit Mr. Matos is an expert for architectural purposes this evening.
Anyone have any questions on the architect's bona fides? No?
Mr. Matos, why don't we start with the conditions on the site, which are existing and proposed, are going to be the same. Can you just go ahead and familiarize the board what we're talking about?
Sure. I have prepared the plans that you have in front of you. We have a total of 8 sheets. These have a lot of details. The cover sheet is a planning board cover sheet, which consists of zoning analysis, zoning map, survey, and the owner's 200-foot list.
So regarding the survey, what are the side yard setbacks?
Council, before we do, you want to mark this as A1?
That's what was already,
So it was already submitted? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I will read off the
Well-
site conditions.
well, I'll tell you what, let's do it like this.
Okay.
The side yard setbacks are 0, right? Because they have actual.
The side yard setbacks are 0, yes.
And what is the setback from the deck to the rear yard?
It is 15 feet for a main structure, and it is 10 feet for an accessory structure.
And what is the deck?
The deck is at 0 feet. It's right on the line.
Right, and it's attached to the building, so,
Correct.
all right. So,
We've actually got a colored version. It looks like it's the same thing, slightly shrunk.
oh, now I gotta mark that as A1.
Just trying to make sure that,
Slightly different.
yeah.
That's why I'm.
There were a few revisions
Okay.
when we were addressing,
Mark these
Yeah.
non-colorized
Yeah, what we,
versions of
what
the
we
plan?
have is dated June 7th, 2023, received in the, and the, oh, I can't really read that.
Do you mind just sliding that easel back a little bit?
Or March 30th, 2023.
Not the
Yes,
same.
so it's
absolutely.
What are the dates of those plans?
The latest date on this plan is 12/4/23.
Okay, so 12/4/23.
December 4th, 2023, and that's because we were addressing some of the comments on
No
the
problem. So
plan.
we have,
March
Mr. O'Neill
30th,
is
yeah.
dated March 30th, so there's a little bit different. So this is A1 revised architecturals, how many sheets?
We have a total of 8 sheets.
8 sheets?
Yep,
Dated December 4th, 2023.
correct.
Okay, thank you.
We're all on the same page. The deck, in its existing state of disrepair, the setback is the same, 0?
That's correct. It is in very bad condition. And so we're proposing to rebuild it, basically.
Could you show the board on the next sheet how that deck lines up at the back of the building?
Sure. So you can see it also on the site plan here, how the property line, it's right on the stairs of the deck. Here's a demolition plan which shows the existing conditions of the cleaners, and we show the rear deck here.
Yeah, let's see the elevation. So,
And then, sure, and then D100 shows you the existing conditions, and then A100, we have the proposed conditions. This is what you're seeing here in the rear of the property. And I can show the elevations as well. That will be drawing A103 on your set. You can see the rear elevation, number 4 here. how that's lined up with the first floor. There's a dramatic drop in elevation from the front of the building to the rear of the building, approximately 7'9". So you can see the deck at floor level here, and then the stairs going down to ground level at the rear. You can see at the front of the property that our elevation is 11'9" approximately, and the average height for the whole property all around is 18'10". It is 15 in the front, and it is 22'9" in the rear. So there's a drop of the property as you go back, and
That's unchanged, right?
it is all existing conditions. We're essentially just remodeling the inside and rebuilding the deck in the rear.
The existing condition was there's no parking spaces in the rear,
That's correct. There were no parking available. There's no space on the lot.
just street parking.
Correct.
As it was before.
Correct.
Now, the interior renovations,
All right. We'll go back to drawing A100.
that's a little busy drawing, but could you point out for the board where the restaurant area is in relation to the proposed kitchen area?
Sure. So, plan number 3 is the main floor that we're proposing the pizzeria. Plan number 1 shows you some of the support area in the basement. So I'm going to focus on this plan here, and I'm going to show you, we're revising the entrance a little bit to allow for a buffer zone so it doesn't get too cold as people open the door. So we're providing a little buffer area vestibule here. As you come in, you'll have to your left your typical pizzeria counter with a pizza oven. So there'll be pizza on display, and you can see, the work being done, the pizza being made. So this is all a counter area with a registration area in the back here, with a, ADA design area for pickup. And as you come in, you have a sitting area in the front. This whole space is approximately 560 square feet. We have one bathroom, one ADA bathroom. And then from this line to the rear, it's the kitchen. And we're providing a new set of stairs that go down to the basement level here. This is the hood with the equipment and some of the supporting equipment for a kitchen. We have some empanada stations, and we have some Subway stations and some prep areas, in addition to some freezers here, and 3-compartment sink and hand sink and mop sink. We're meeting the requirements of the health department in order to get our approval. And then we have...
How big is the restaurant?
I apologize?
How big is the restaurant?
It's approximately 1,500 square feet.
The eating area?
Oh, the eating area, as I mentioned before, is 560 square feet.
And how many seats are in that?
We have 14 seats right now.
All right. So you've applied the township standards for parking to that. You've come up with 8 spaces being required for that.
That's correct, yes.
I believe that the dry cleaners had 6 as a rate space.
I believe it was 7.
All right. So, my mistake. So we'll need that extra parking space to comply, right?
Correct.
So that's going to be a variance for us.
Yes.
We're providing 0, but the requirement is 8.
Correct.
I have no further questions for this witness.
Members of the board have questions of this witness on this testimony. Mr. Matt?
Thank you. So all the work is interior?
The vast majority of the work is interior. We are proposing to rebuild the deck in the rear, which is exterior. We're also proposing a new signage in the front, and in fact...
In my haste, I forgot Exhibit A2, which is the sign proposal.
And I have an exhibit here that I can pass around just to show what that looks like.
Because with a 0 setback, we just wanted to make sure you wouldn't have any impact on your neighbors when you're doing this.
Okay, so the work on the exterior, and there are I think 10 copies here. You can pass it around if you don't mind. You may, but, so the work we're doing in the rear is simply rebuilding the deck. We're not proposing to expand it or go sideways or further to the back. It is to remain the same size as it was before. So we're not impacting the other neighbors, we're not expanding to the other side.
Well, I see on your site, the site plan, the building right next to you doesn't go all the way back to the back of the property anyway.
And, yeah, that's correct, this building here.
So that work won't impact.
Yeah, this one does go, the
Oh, it
one,
does, okay.
if you're facing the building, the one to the left, facing north, it goes past our property line, actually, a little bit.
All right, and, the deck. So you have a 0 setback right now, and you're asking to maintain that. Is the deck gonna be entirely reconstructed?
Yes, it is in really bad shape. We're actually proposing to redo the footings, knock down what's there. It's really not salvageable. I mean, we wanted to do that, but it's not recommended. It's in really bad shape.
So would it be feasible, I mean, one of the things we have with fences is we require them to be 1 foot off the property line, right, Jennifer?
6 inches.
Or 6 inches off the property line. Would it be feasible to at least put it 6 inches off the property line?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, that is
Thank you.
a reasonable thing. Yeah.
All right. Jennifer, you look like you have a question.
Yes, I'm just curious, when you were flipping the pages, I recognized that the plan that's there is different than the plan we're looking at. So I was just curious if Christine received that plan, because the sign's completely changed from what your review originally has.
Right.
Like the canopy had, the second vegan iguana.
Yeah. Yes.
On it also.
An update that removed that, and it was just one sign.
Mhm.
Just the size of this particular sign on the canopy does need a variance. I believe it's still 25 square feet. That's the detail I'd previously received.
Yes, it's the same size, correct.
Yeah, so you need a variance for the Pizzanata sign.
Mhm.
And then I guess the height of the lettering is a max of 6 inches.
Yes.
Applies with that.
We did provide electronic copies of our latest version of the drawings.
I just recognized as you flipped that it was different than the plan that I had reviewed. So
Yes,
that's why I
very
was
good
curious.
observation. We went back and
So-
forth with that design, and we decided to simplify it as much as
Okay.
possible. That's why the iguana disappeared.
It questioned whether there were 2 tenants. That's why.
Okay.
So that was like kind of what I was wondering, if there were 2 tenants in there. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. DiPiero, you had a question?
Yeah, just for clarification, the deck has nothing to do with the restaurant at all, from what I can tell.
Well, it
What
is,
does it?
Exit out the back of the kitchen.
It's an exit,
yeah,
but it's not part of the restaurant operation.
Oh, yeah.
So you're not gonna put tables back there or anything,
no,
or a smoking lounge?
no, no.
Okay, just for clarification.
That's if Sons of Italy doesn't go there. We need a smoking lounge, John.
Yeah, we need a smoking lounge in Sons of Italy.
Other members of the board have questions? Mr. Napolitano?
Yes, thank you. The, underneath the deck, so that's not really considered, it's a basement, but is there an exit door there underneath?
Yeah, and that was actually one of the comments of, there's a door
Oh, there's a door.
at the bottom, so you can
Okay.
essentially come down the
Take it
stairs
out
and
to the
go there.
basement.
Yeah. This is one of the things we missed. We had it on our floor plan, but we missed it on the elevation.
Okay.
And I believe,
I don't see
you've made the comment about it. So,
All right, but definitely a door there, right?
yes,
Okay.
yes. Right here.
That there's the door?
That's the door to the basement. As you come down from the deck, you go underneath the deck and then go down to the
Does it
basement.
have to be labeled exit and emergency exit, or no, that doesn't need that?
Well, it's, for, employees only
Okay.
to a
Yeah, it is not a means of egress. You would go out through the internal stair.
Gotcha, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, our planner has, Mr. Dedich, you have a, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yep, thank you. And again, maybe you mentioned that, but just for my clarity, so the deck was there before, right? You're just
Yes.
reconstructing it, it's not a new structure, right?
We're rebuilding it completely, so it is going to be new.
New, but it's not a new addition, right?
No, we're not expanding on
replacing
it.
it.
We're not increasing the size. In fact, one of the recommendations is to reduce the size by
Okay.
6 inches or a foot. And we are open to that recommendation. I think it's a good idea.
Can you do a foot?
We can definitely reduce it from what it was before in
Okay.
size by a foot. That way we would comply similar to
Let's make it a foot, that way we give ourselves.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep, the second question is, so the cleaners had some parking, right? 7 parking spots?
No, they have
No.
no parking
They have no parking.
available. They needed 7 under the local ordinance, we need 8.
Yes.
So
Okay.
this would be a variance for
So
8 parking.
it was 0, it will be 0 really, right, with variance?
Everything is 0 there, it's
Okay.
all on street parking.
I just want to make sure, because my understanding was there were 7 parking spots and we are losing those. I was wondering how are we losing those, yeah.
Still 0.
Okay. For sake of intensity of use, it's what we're, showing the differences. But in reality, there is no parking.
Okay, and from operations perspective, the customers would park on the street,
Yes.
right? There is no other provision.
Yes, if you're familiar with North Beverwood
Yep,
Road,
mhm.
that is the tradition there.
Yep.
There's parking on the street, there are a few parking lots,
Right.
municipal lots available.
Okay.
This is
And-
pretty close to the lot that's next to the library. And the karate shop moved out, so.
Ms. Winter, you?
Yep,
That's-
and the last question,
Oh,
yeah, last
sorry.
question, sorry. Yeah, so you mentioned a couple of ADA things, which is very good, so I appreciate that, thank you very much. Only question I have is, how about the entrance? How would a person needing help would enter? Especially if you have some, 2 doors, would there be something to press the button, doors will open that, or how would that work?
Well, the way the code, we have enough distance in between the doors, but the way the code requires is you have a self-closing door. A person with a wheelchair should be able to maneuver in. There is a way to put a push button so the door would open automatically if a person with disability. There is that possibility. It's done in a lot of buildings, hotels, convention centers and things like that.
Yeah, because if they cannot get in, there is no point having too much area, right? So I
Of
would really
course.
appreciate if we can do a press the button type of thing. At the minimum, there should be a doorbell. Somebody can press the doorbell and somebody can then open the door manually, right?
We've
I'm okay
done
with
that in
as well.
other buildings we've done where it's not feasible to have an opener. We've had a button where someone can come and assist a person with disability. We've done that before.
We're actually redoing that front entrance, right?
Correct, yes.
So we have to comply with ADA.
We do.
So we need a button.
A minimum, yes.
Okay, that'll be great, thank you.
Ms. Winter, you had
Yeah,
good points.
quickly go over, the awning is a new awning. It's gonna be a replacement or,
I think we're going to replace the awning, yes.
as we discussed before, you need the variance for the sign area. 6 square feet is what's permitted, 25 is what's proposed. And also, the minimum distance from the edge of the building for the awning requires 6 inches, and I believe this is going straight to the edge, so.
Yes. That's something that I would recommend we go to the edge of the building and ask for a variance, because it's going to look a little bit strange, making it shorter, so.
All right, we'll amend for that variance.
Ask for the variance. And it'll just be the 2 colors, the red base and white.
And the white letters.
And white lettering. And I guess it's more of an operational question, but notice there's a sliding window on the front. Is that going to be used for pickups or
Not at this time.
not this time?
That would be a different variance at a different board.
Okay.
Okay, so you're not asking to be able to use that.
No, that'll be shut. It will not be for pickup or delivery. Not a walk-up window.
So at some future date, you may choose to apply for that to be a walk-up window?
Well, it's not going to be a walk-up window now.
Right. Okay.
But we are leaving open the option, depending on what happens with business there, to apply to the Board of Adjustment, which would require that variance.
Okay, I just want to make sure that
Everybody knows.
our zoning officer is aware.
Yep.
Very good. Any other members of the board have questions on this
Actually,
testimony?
no, go ahead.
I just have 2 points to be made. You need a variance, one of the variances was for the roof sign area of 25 square feet proposed, where 6 square feet is required. Is there any reason why 6 square feet is not feasible for this location?
For signage.
Correct. On the awning.
Well, aesthetically, we wanted the awning to cover the entire facade. So it would, we think it would not look aesthetically pleasing to have a 6-foot small awning in the middle of the building or up to the one side.
This is a mark, an identified mark of our client's restaurant, is that true?
Yes,
He
and
does want that visibility, he does want recognition for people who may be familiar with his other location, that this is a different related location.
it's very similar to what's there also, and we think it's just a better balanced look. This is not a pretty awning, but I think if it goes from one end to the building to the other, it's a better look, and so we wanted to approach it that way and not, complying with the 6 feet was not aesthetically something we wanted to do.
There's also multiple storefronts along this.
Yes, and
Correct.
they're very similar in the size as well.
But no,
See, the building-
no wall sign above the canopy though, where
No.
like the cleaner sign is, that'll be just the brick.
Correct. And
You're removing an existing sign.
That's right.
correct, yes, we're removing that sign that you see on the
cleaner
color
sign.
picture that you have there. And you can see the building is not abutting directly the other building, there's some space. So we wanted to make sure we went from edge to edge on our building.
The second question I have, there was a comment that this site was in relation to a municipal lot. Could you testify as to the surrounding area in terms of street parking, on-street parking?
That I cannot,
Well, just to make the board aware, I really can't testify to bring my client back, but I'm sure those of you that have been up North Bedford Road are familiar with this section of North Bedford Road. It's all on-street parking. There is a municipal lot in the area across the way, but we really can't rely on that as specific parking for this application. It would need to be dedicated parking to be applied to the application here. So that's why we're making the application for 8 needed, 0 provided.
No, I understand that the variance is being requested as a mitigating factor if there is such things as mass transit or sufficient on-street parking or sufficient off-site parking, then the board can consider that as part of the negative criteria. So I think that's important to note that there is on-street parking available. I just wanted to make that point. Somebody made a comment, I didn't know if you were able, if this was the appropriate witness to provide that testimony. If the board's understanding the area and the surrounding area, they can make that finding as a part of the record.
There is a municipal lot there during the day. I know it is underutilized. At night, it seems to be utilized by people who are parking overnight, but still half empty. But we really can't make any representations. Of course, there's a number of vacant spaces up and down the street. I know that's a target area of the municipality trying to revive those businesses. But there's ample on-street parking.
Thank you. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Meth?
So, in my experience, dry cleaners use a lot of chemicals. Has this site been cleared for contamination? Just curious.
I would say, that's a question.
Oh, we probably have to bring you back up, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was done by the previous owner.
So there was a phase 2 environmental or something? Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
thanks. Or phase 1, whatever.
And, Mr. Meth, just for your information, those harmful chemicals, they tried to phase those out about 15 or 10 years ago.
Yeah, this dry cleaner's been here for a very long time.
Okay.
I think one of my shirts is still stuck in there.
You just may not have to worry about vermin or cockroaches downstairs. Any other members of the board have questions on this testimony at this time? Any of our professionals have any questions?
No, I just wanted to verify, I know you provided testimony on both setback and parking. Did you, or will you be updating the plan accordingly to the zoning table, just for, record keeping?
Yes. Yeah, we'll be updating to match.
Any members of the public have any questions on this testimony at this time? Hearing and seeing none. Counselor?
No further witnesses.
No further witnesses, eh? So, that's your case, and you're sticking with it?
It is, I'll have a couple of comments, yeah, if it's open to the public, I don't know if that members of the public agree with that.
All right, let's open it to the public then. Are there any members of the public that wish to speak in opposition to this application at this time? In support of this application at this time? Hearing and seeing none, your comments are readily...
I'll keep it short. If the board is familiar with these types of applications, all the time for pre-existing non-conforming setbacks, uses, whatever. The test is usually all the time, is this an innocent purchaser who bought into this situation, didn't know that they needed these variants. Now, I will freely admit to you that when he called me up on the phone and said, I was told by the zoning office I needed variances, I actually didn't believe it, because it had been a long time since I'd done any zoning on that block. But sure enough, all the setbacks, everything has been unchanged all this time. So all of those shops have the 0 setbacks, all of those shops have no parking, and he bought this with the deck in a state of disrepair with the intention of repairing it, and had no idea that he needed a variance for that. So this really is the true innocent purchaser buying this property. That is considered by the courts to be hardship sufficient to grant variances in these situations. I hope that the board would recognize that and help this guy get this site back up and running for a valuable restaurant for the town. That's our application. I thank you.
All right, this closes the evidentiary portion of tonight's hearing. Does anybody have a wish to move a resolution or have a conversation?
I need to test the pizza first.
Do I hear a motion?
I have two conditions.
Okay.
One is that the plans will be revised to, so that the deck is now 1 foot off of the property line in the rear. So it's mitigating the existing condition, and that there were comments by Mr. Cangione, our engineer, that the plans will be updated to correct the zoning table.
Okay, they're also taking down the sign that's on the wall in the facade.
Remove the existing wall.
And the only sign you're gonna have is gonna be on that awning? Okay.
Also, the doors would be self-opening on the festival buttons.
And that they're gonna comply with all the
ADA
ADA
compliant,
requirements.
Would I have to do the button or have to do the bells rather than staff open this?
So I think button is ideal if you could do that, yeah.
Okay. We got...
Yep.
We covered all your questions, Christine? All right. So, do I have a motion approving?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Napolitano?
I'd like to make a motion to approve application 23:518, Patos, how's your last name?
That's good.
Good. Patos Lake Hiawatha Realty LLC, 102 North Beverwick Road, blocks 519, lot 24, minor site plan with C variance to construct a deck and facade improvements with mentioned improvements.
Second, Deitch.
Nora, would you call the roll, please?
Barbario.
Yes.
Deitch.
Yes.
DePiero.
Yes.
McGrath.
Yes.
Matt.
Yes.
Napolitano.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Dinsmore.
Yes.
Thank you,
Good
everyone.
luck.
Thank you.
Night.
Now, would you like to take some pictures before we go, or are you... All right, we've got some new members, and we have a member of the press who would love to take some pictures.
Should we do a motion to adjourn first?
Oh, I figured we'd include this in the regular meeting, but sure, why don't we have a motion to adjourn?
In the board members.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
So moved, second.
Anybody opposed?